Hey friends, it is office hours today, and I am excited to answer whatever questions you've got. So if you've never been to office hours before, this is just a really awesome opportunity for you to come and chat with me and ask questions and everything. So I'm just looking for the office hours channel. Here it is. We have the office hours channel in Discord that you can toss in questions here, and then I answer these. But I also am running on Zoom, and so you can find the Zoom link on my office hours page. And I give priority to people who are here in the Zoom, and so yeah, feel free to join the Zoom. That can be helpful if you need to share your screen for whatever questions you ask. And we do have somebody in the Zoom. Robin, what's going on?
Hey, Ken, how are you?
How are you doing?
Yes, good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah, I'm super surprised that I'm able to ask my question. So I asked it today, and I can get you live on screen. So just um, this is just me. So I did the course before a while ago, probably 18 months ago, 2 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. Since then, I got a job doing some React stuff, and that was all great. Apart from the fact it was fully remote working, which I haven't enjoyed as much. So
Mm.
I've since then said I'm looking for now for a job where I'm going to be going to the office. This is obviously kind of post-COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought, well, I'll go back and redo the course right from the beginning, because you'll always learn new stuff that you missed the first time round, and go, yeah. As you've said in your kind of intro, people are seasoned developers come back and see stuff.
Mm-hmm.
However, I've hit against this problem of just not being able to um, see a change in
Mm-hmm.
my source file. If I change the source file, I don't see the change in my browser.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll say just one thing really quick before we get. I think it would be useful for you to share your screen and so we can
Yeah.
look at it together because I tried it myself and it was working. So, but before we do that, I just wanted to mention did you hear about Epic React V2 coming out on Monday?
Oh, is it on Monday? I realised it was, yeah. I realised from looking at your website that you're
Yeah,
doing the
I
workshops. So I'm doing the old style version at the
Yeah,
moment.
yeah, and the old stuff is still fine. We're not selling it
Mm.
anymore because V2 is much better. But if you you did purchase it, you'll have access to it forever. But I thought I'd mention that just in case your employer would be interested in upgrading your license. You're going to
I'm not
have.
working for them anymore, so
Oh,
I'm
you're
not.
not. Oh, okay. Well, if you are interested in upgrading your license,
Yeah.
then the experience is a lot better. But yeah, let's take a look at this because this is what you have now, and I will stop sharing my screen, and you can share yours.
Okay. Um, right. So here is here's my VS Code,
Okay.
and I'm in SLC exercise 01 HTML. I've stuck the word test at the end of this, but then in the browser here, I can see it still says hello world, even if I control F5 to force refresh it.
Yeah. Can you open an isolated page? Click that
Oh yeah.
link right there. Okay. Um, and yeah, so that is. Um, Yeah, there could be a caching thing. I'll be honest, it's actually been quite a while since I worked on
Right.
on this, but um, yeah, it definitely shouldn't. Can you go back to your editor really quick? What if you delete everything in this file?
I really didn't have
Yeah,
any
save
buttons.
that.
Oh, it has.
Okay, it does. So yeah, restore all of that and save it again. Now come back.
Yeah.
Okay, now try to change it from test to like anything else. Yeah, there we go. Huh. Yeah, that is.
Maybe I can.
Try to add a console log somewhere. See if that shows up. Oh, here we go. We've got
Ah,
an error. Ha! We should have looked at that first. My bad. Div, yeah. You're creating the element, but you're not assigning it to anything.
Ah,
Oh, and the reason Hello World shows up at all is on line 7, you actually have a div with Hello World.
right. Okay.
We got it.
Uh, oh, that's one of those really annoying. It was so completely obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've
man.
re-looked at the console and realised there's an error there.
Well, okay. Now,
That's
Robin, let
okay.
me let me show you. Like, if you don't mind, me trying to sell you version 2 a little bit, let me show you what would have happened if we were on version 2.
Okay.
Um, so, React, fundamentals. Um, version 2 is a completely new but familiar. Actually, we'll do it this way: a completely new but familiar experience. And so, yeah, you do still have um, the background information, and then you have these exercises here. One thing you'll notice is like the video is right in line with the instructions, so you don't have to worry about keeping things in sync anymore, which is just
Right. Okay.
so nice. Another thing is you don't have to worry about finding the right file either, because you have this files thing here. You click on that and it
Okay.
opens up the right file in your editor.
Yep.
And on top of that,
And that would also link through to VS Code if I wanted to.
yes, yep.
Right. Oh, sorry. This is VS Code.
Well, it's cursor, but yeah, it'll detect your
Okay.
editor
Fine.
automatically.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you're only ever going to be working in this playground directory. And so even if you don't want to use the files thing there, what I recommend most people do is open up their editor in playground. Here we go. Just open up the playground directory in their editor as an isolated instance. And then any of these, like even inside the instructions, you can click this, it'll open up your editor right there. And here we're in our
Okay.
playground. So there's that. But also here, if I make a change, hello, save that. Here we go. There's hello. There, let me move this out of the way. So if you're like working through it and you're like, I don't know what's wrong, I think it looks right, everything is correct, you can look at the diff tab and it will show you the difference between what you have and what the
Yeah.
solution is. And so like you would have been able to see, oh yeah, I've got like an extra div that has hello world. That's
Yeah.
so like you would have been able to get yourself unstuck in just like less than a minute, rather than having to like, not that I mind you coming to office hours, I'm happy to have you come to office hours, but for simple things like this, you don't have to wait for me to get back with an answer and everything. And then you just move on to the next step and you say, okay, let's set to playground, and your editor is updated with the next instructions. You don't have to go and find, okay, where's my next exercise or whatever, where am I supposed to go in here? It's always just in the playground directory. So there are, I could go on, and actually that's what
That looks cool. Yeah.
I'm going to be doing a live stream on Monday that explores not only what the workshop application is, but also
Yeah.
how I built it. And so if you want to join us for that, it's going to be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I've seen that already, and I've got that in my calendar. So I'll
Oh,
do that
very
on Monday.
cool.
I also
Awesome.
saw that you mentioned in your notes that the as in the stuff that's updated, you particularly mentioned the diff stuff and how it was really cool, but also was a lot of work.
Yes, it was. Yeah, like
So I can see why you're kind of showing off that bit. It's like, yay,
getting
got
this
there.
working, it was really challenging for the React workshops. It's not like terribly challenging because it's just like a handful of files. But like first it's making it so we have syntax highlighting and also the line highlighting. You can't just say like pass this to a syntax highlighter and say make this a diff, because then you lose the language syntax highlighting. So I
see.
had to do a lot of custom stuff for that. And then also for really big projects like the testing workshop on Epic Web, these projects are massive, have a ton of files in them. And so doing a diff of like a before and after of these files, not only does it take a lot of resources, but there's a lot of stuff in these that changes that I don't want to have show up. And so I had to do, like, I can't just say, hey, Git, I want you to diff these two directories. That does not work. I have to, I'll show it all on Monday. It's
Right.
pretty wild. This aspect of things, is probably one of the coolest things, and making it not dog slow is took a lot of work. I'm excited to show off on Monday.
Okay.
So
And so what's my route to upgrade?
yeah, so on Monday you said you got this like 18 months ago, right?
Oh, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
came there like 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. So on Monday you will get a 50% discount on that lunch, and so um, I think you're going to get a coupon emailed to you. I can't remember exactly how that is going to work, um, but yeah, or maybe it'll just be on the site. You'll have like a link that you can click on, but it'll be like a uh, what was the word I was looking for? Yeah, it should be obvious. And if you have any
Okay.
questions, you can always email me or support or just hit me up in Discord and stuff.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, I promise everybody watching, I did not like this. There's no secret weirdness here. Robin literally had a problem that is 100% solved by the new version. So yeah, I'm glad that we figured out things, because I do want to also make it clear that Epic React V1 is still a priority. I'm going to still make sure that it continues to work. Eventually, like dependencies will atrophy, and you'll have to like downgrade to version 20 of Node or something like that. Like in 5 years into the future, V1 will just it will show its
Yeah.
age. But like as of today, and even with V2 coming out soon, I still care about that purchase that you made before, and so that's why we're still making a space for V1 people and everything too. So yeah, cool. Any other questions, Robin? That while you still
No,
got me
that's
here?
great. I'm glad you were able to fix it super quickly, and yeah, I'm glad that it happened to be a good
Yeah, yeah,
segue into the V2.
yeah. Thank you.
And yes, I can confirm. This was not this is not pre-prepared.
Yeah, awesome.
Great.
All right, hey, thanks, Robin.
Thank you.
Okay, I don't see anybody else in the Zoom, so we're gonna just go from the order of questions as they were asked in here. Um, let's see. I think, yeah, some of these we kind of answered. Yeah, okay, answered these. Yeah, we talked about this. Yep, that was good. I think we talked about this. Yeah, and Jacob gave a really good answer. Tansec table is what I would use. It's really good. Is a prom? Okay, yeah, and there was this whole big conversation here. I think, yeah, Jacob answered that. I don't know that I have anything to add there, so feel free to read into that if anybody's curious about the answer there. All right, Tim. Yeah, okay, let me say I'm answering this now. And it looks like there was a follow-up too, so I'll read them both. Hi, Tim. Hey, folks. Looking to get going with the testing for React app built with Vite for an enterprise app. Any recommendation of what to use for unit integration in B2B? Yeah, and I mentioned, yeah, Vite for lower level, Playwright for higher level, and that's it. TestingJavaScript.com uses Jest and Cypress. Still fine tools, but these days I would recommend VTest and Playwright for various reasons, but they're actually both quite similar to their corollaries in many ways. The API, I guess, for Cypress and Playwright is quite different, but the concepts and everything that you learn in testing JavaScript still apply. So yeah, if you have that, then that's fine. Just anytime you hear Jest, think VTest, and anytime you hear Cypress, think Playwright. Okay, so follow up. When developing a backend application, oh, and by the way, also Artem is working on an updated version of testing JavaScript, which he's releasing workshop by workshop on Epic Web. And his first workshop is up there already. The next workshop on mocking will be, like he just finished recording the video. So the next couple weeks we'll have that. It's going to be sweet. Okay, when developing a backend application, it goes through the data modeling process as the effective TS book pointed out, that will ultimately want to maintain a type model. Okay. All Are there tools to keep backend classes in sync with TypeScript if they're in two different languages? Yes, there definitely are tools for that. If not, what's the cleanest way? Even if there weren't tools for that, then you could build a tool for that. Should we use pick method when designing an API type? Basically, all API types should be based on business domain types to avoid wild types. I want to avoid designing custom types for API and give it names that are not defined from the backend. Basically, the name should be matching. Yeah, okay, so Tim, there are a couple of things to consider here. I'm guessing that you want to have your backend types transfer over to your front end, and the problem is that there's a network between those two worlds, and so on the back end you have a date, and on the front end you like go through this network layer, and a date will not be serialized. It'll be turned into a string, so you'd have to deserialize it. So there are tools and so what I mean by that is the types will be wrong because they went through the serialization process and came out the other end as a different type. And so there are tools to preserve those data types. And the one that Remix is using is Turbo Stream. That is probably not right. Turbo Stream JS. Turbo Handbook. No. What is this? Remix. Streaming. No, the single fetch. Here we go. Turbo Stream. Yeah, here it is. Turbo Stream. Maybe that's what it's called. Turbo Stream. Yeah, there we go. Streaming data transport format that aims to support built-in features such as promises, dates, regex, maps, sets, and more. So take a look at this. Yeah, based on the D-value project. This is actually maintained by one of the Remix maintainers, Jacob. So you could take a look at this. This would be kind of interesting to preserve the actual data types. And then also, as far as like getting the type information from one to another, yes, there are tools for this. No, I don't know what they are. I use TypeScript on front end and back end, and especially with Remix and TurboStream and everything, I don't really have to worry about this. But yeah, there are absolutely tools for this. You can find them, and it is worth your while to look for them and find them. Yeah, good luck. That's awesome. Good for you. Okay, and the tiger is in the same boat. Okay, cool. Oh, that's funny. Huh. Completely separate note. Here we go. I noticed something interesting while writing custom form validation. So here's my component. We have some logic, and then we set the state, whatever's stuff. Okay. When I write my function components like this, error messages persisted between renders. I wasn't really thinking when I originally wrote that, and in retrospect, I'm a little bit surprised this works. Is this bad practice? Is it okay? Yeah, okay. Oh, I missed this at the top, error message. Yeah, you definitely, no, you do not want to do this at all. I'm guessing that this message is actually supposed to be error message. Here, I should reply to this. Answering this now. Yeah, you do not want to do this. It breaks encapsulation. And so if you use this component in multiple places, then they're going to be changing each other's error messages. And when the error message changes, that doesn't trigger a re-render of the component. So you could have stale UI for that error message. You do not want to do this. Don't do it. It is definitely a bad practice. I can name a couple of exceptions to this, but you'll know when it's okay. And if you're not sure, then it's probably not okay. Yeah, just make error message state. Yep, that's what you should do. Yep. All right, the skill within. Answering this now, also looking at my watch because I gotta, yes. Hold on a second, I need to respond to this really quickly. Just give me one moment, please. Whoops, I need to make this a thread. Okay. I'll probably get responses on that. That won't be quite as urgent. Okay. Testing cookies. Here specifically, also that and that are relevant. Examples that could help me. I found the await loader part confusing. Maybe it's part relevant. Okay, yeah. Let's take a look. So first we're looking at the setup request, and we're testing, yeah, okay. And assert toast sent. We're looking at full stack testing, workshop exercise, test DB, and HTTP mocking. Okay, great. So this is what is written when handling patient login for valid token and date of birth. Should validate the date of birth given by the user and redirect to the link provided. Okay, so we send an invitation. We have our stuff here, create a requested date of birth. Okay, so it's going to have like the rate headers and whatever. We're going to wait. This is the thing under test, I'm assuming, the handle patient login or throw, which, yeah, that's coming from the patient invite. Yep, that's the thing we're testing. We get the response. The invite should be deactivated. So we're going to check the database, make sure that it is gone. Yeah, so it was deleted. Check that the response status is a 302, so a redirect, and make sure that it was redirected to the invite, redirect to, and then pharmacy patient, how to test the user is logged in. Okay, so I mean that's going to depend on your authentication, but I'm assuming that you're, since you're basing stuff off of my full stack testing, that you're probably authenticating the same way that I am, which is the cookie. And so you're going to want to look at this response and check for an authentication cookie, so like a session ID or something. Let's see, I probably, yeah, cert toast was sent is something a little different. Yeah, so you're going to want something similar to this, convert set cookie to cookie, because this response is going to have a set cookie header on it. You'll want to turn that into a cookie string. So then, let's see. Yeah, so here what I'm doing is I'm actually making follow-up requests with that set cookie as my cookie header, which is kind of interesting. I'm actually, no, I'm getting, I'm not even getting a response yet back. I'm just saying, hey, connection session storage, make me a set cookie header, and then I turn that into a cookie header. And that's how I can make these requests as if I had that connection cookie already set. This is probably a bad example for this sort of thing, because this is not your session, your auth session. This is your connection session. But in any case, what you want to do to verify that the user is logged in, I've got a login test in here too, don't I? I thought I had a login test. Epic stack. Oops. Let's just look at the Epic stack, the finished version. I'm pretty sure I've got a login test in here. No way. I only hold on. You know what? I probably covered login. Yeah, that's right. I cover the login and onboarding and stuff in here, so that's why I don't have a login test. But I don't have a end-to-end test on the connection stuff, because I don't want to have my end-to-end test dependent on that. And so, though I could make an end-to-end test, that's not. But yeah, we're just doing that in vtest, and that works fine. But anyway, yeah, let's see. So in the onboarding end-to-end test, the way I verify that we're logged in is by just checking that their username shows up in the top corner, and that works well enough. For you and the way that you have things set up right now, and it's totally works great for you, but this response is going to have a set cookie header on it if this does in fact log them in. And you will simply need to import your session storage module and parse that that set cookie header So you'll convert it to a regular cookie header like I show in that other file. And then you'll parse it, and that should give you your session ID, which you can talk to the database and find out who it is. That's how I do it. Hopefully that answers your question. Good luck. Okay, good. Yep. Yeah, so this, Tim, this wasn't about optimization. This was about encapsulation. So yeah, still very important. You need to encapsulate this. Okay, great. Coming over here, we have a question from Geraldine. Going through the cache management section, was wondering how in the new version of TanStack should the update of the cache for a book be handled. Oh, actually, you know what? I should, whoops. Should come over here and say, answering this on stream now. That way they can, oh, and now that I think about that, I need to grab this link to the stream also. Oh, I just realized my face isn't on screen. There we go. Okay, not that you need to see my face, but like, I don't know, it seems like a very human thing to do, to see each other's faces. Okay, and here's the link to the stream. There we go. So, I was wondering how in the new version of TanStack should the update of the cache for a book be handled from the success query of the books. I think I saw in the docs there is no more callbacks, and instead that should be handled in a use effect. Is that correct? Referencing the piece of code here. Okay, so we have this get book search config where we want to do a search. Here's our query. And then on success, we're going to set query data for books, which here actually, let's add more context here. Bookshelf. We'll just do a search for that. And this, I think it's probably in here. Yeah, right. Yeah, right here. Okay, so on success. Oh, okay, I'm guessing. That's weird. This is exactly the same as this. Oh. Yeah. Those look the same. So they should probably be the same. In any case, it is effectively the same. So, yeah, what you're saying is the onSuccess hook is no longer a thing. That makes sense that I would not know that because I haven't used React Query in years. But I can give you my best guess as to what to do in the latest version. I would say you probably want to avoid using a use effect, most likely. That just seems like asking for trouble. But if that's what the docs say, then I would do what the docs say. I'm not sure. There's probably a migration guide, TanStack query. And I did make a video that showed how to migrate. So here, if we go to, let's see, cache management right here, that branch, and in the instructions, I have this video, this upgrade guide. Whoa! Oh, I have computer audio turned off anyway, so. Okay, coming over here. Yeah, anyway, this is going to show you some of the upgrade stuff. I wonder, oh yeah, here we've actually got a branch for this. Migrate to React Query. I'm kind of curious about if we can look at the commit and see if this code was actually changed. So this code is inside of books. And here onSuccess was still a thing in this version of React Query when I did the migration. So it must have been at some other point version. So that was version 3. Let's do migration or migrating to version 4. So on success, no longer called from set query data. Yeah, that, oh, wait, no, that should be fine because we're not calling set query data. We're, let's see. Oh, no, this is list items. Go back to books. Where's books? Here we go. Yeah, so we have our book search, query client, set query data. That's fine. Yeah, so that doesn't affect us. Yeah, I don't know. That's probably fine. Is there a migrating to React Query v5? Yeah, maybe they changed it in v5. Oh, migrating to v5. There it is. On success. Callbacks, use query. Yeah, okay. These callbacks have been removed here. They haven't been touched for mutations. See this RFC for motivations and what to do instead. All right, let's do exactly that. Okay. All right, there's probably breaking React Queries API on purpose, maybe changes on success. Okay, came up with good use cases, but I couldn't find any, so what do we do instead? My bad API, on error, do this. Okay, error effect. Okay, just like you said, use a use effect. Okay, so they want you to do this in the global config, I guess. Okay, yeah, that's probably fine. Yeah, okay, so then you'd use meta to for doing like specific stuff. So let's go back to look at this. Instead of on success, we want to update the query cache with the books when whenever the this client for the book search has been updated. Okay, so that's reasonable. So you would add to this, you would add some metadata that says like update book cache or whatever, and then wherever you're configuring this, which I don't think we did this in the Bookshelf app, so this is also new, but wherever you're doing the query client and query cache, you would have an on success that says if the query meta has update book cache, then we're going to take the results and put it in, or update the query cache that way. Yeah, that's how I would do it. Please don't set to do count state syncing. Yeah, we don't want to do that. This is different from what we're doing. That's fine. That is fine. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, very cool. All right, yeah, interesting, fun little walk down memory lane with React Query. Hopefully that helps answer the question answered on this stream. Okay, very good. Okay, going back to office hours. Yeah, here we are. No questions this week. No, there are questions. We got questions. I've answered a bunch of questions. Cannot hear the caller on the YouTube stream. Oh, snap. Because my computer audio wasn't working. Oh, man. Darn it. Well, now it's on.
Did we
And
do it again?
no, it's
No, I was
fine.
joking.
Man, that's a bummer. Sorry, everybody. I wish that I had noticed this earlier. um, yeah, if you desperately want to hear what was said, let me know because I do have a recording of the Zoom and I could post that somewhere. But I think I think most of the context could have been driven just from my side of the conversation. So, and at least Robin got out of it what they needed. So that's
I
good.
did, thanks.
Good. Sorry about that, folks. Thanks for posting this. I wish that I had seen it earlier. I'm going to say that in case they're not watching anymore. Sorry. I wish I had seen this earlier. Thanks for letting me know. Bummer. Yeah, there's always got to be some technical glitch. But hopefully, because of these glitches, I won't have glitches on Monday. I really don't want to have glitches on Monday. That'd be very bad. Okay. How come I can do import JSON from Remix React or input JSON from Remix Node? Things seem to work either way. Yeah, okay, answering this now. So it's because they just, like these are simple small wrappers around React Router. So let's take a look. Remix run node and React. And let's take a look at the code for each of these. So in Node, we've got this disk. Oh, somebody's pressing the heart on the YouTube live stream, and it's just like, woo, heart. Okay, so let's go with implementations. This is pulling from server runtime. Oh, okay, we're gotta find where's the JSON thing. Index JSON. Here it is, server runtime, JSON. Okay, coming up to server runtime. All right, so let's trace this to server runtime. Server runtime. Now people are really clicking on the hearts on YouTube. They just love this thing so much. Okay, then we come down to responses. Here we go. And JSON. Would you look at that? Router JSON. Okay, that's interesting. Remix run router. Okay, let's go back to that. And we're going to stop here. And we're going to come back over to the React side of things. So coming over here, responses. No. Let's see. We'll go here. JSON. Oh, that's coming from server runtime. Oh my goodness. They're coming from the same thing. Server runtime. Boom. And guess where we just literally saw this, but responses again coming from it's just forwarding everything over to the router. So everything comes back in here to the router. And then if we look at JSON, here's where our actual implementation lives. So the reason that it works is because they all end up just pointing to this same function. And this is why the Remix team is saying, hey, we're going to just use the Remix brand for something else. So we're going to put Remix over to the side for a second. We're going to take everything that was inside of it and put it in the router, which has happened now. And now Remix Run Router is React Router. React Router is just a little wrapper around Remix Run Router with React specific hooks and stuff like that. And so, yeah, the Remix team is saying, hey, there's nothing left in Remix. It's all in the router. So we're going to call it React Router v7. And with a bunch of new features that it doesn't have quite yet, which they're you can turn those features on right now with future flags if you want. But yeah, and then Remix is going to turn into a RSC first framework. It's going to be awesome. It's so cool. But yeah, that answers your question. That's why it works technically, is because it all ends up being the same thing. Okay, and Kishba did follow along. Didn't know if it was a real call or a Discord. Yeah, glad that you followed along. Sorry for my mistake. Okay, great. Nixia. Hopefully that answered your question, and the questions are all gone. So we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to just say a couple of things, and then I'll check for any other questions last minute, and then we'll be done. I'm thinking about live streaming today because I still have tests to write for like 3 workshops. So the React, if we do the hooks, for example, oh, you won't be able to see this on the deployed version. So let's do this. In these workshops, what? Git not installed. What the heck? No, that is incorrect. Okay. Yeah, so in these workshops, you've got tests that you can play around with. And this will show you like, oh, yeah, you still have to make this work and make this work. And it's actually really cool because you can actually watch it happen in real time as it's going. So like some of these tests are pretty wild. Look at this one. When we go to side effect testing and effect cleanup, check this test out. Oh, here, let's set to playground. There we go. Now we've got the memory leak test. Look at what it's doing. This one just kills me. It's so funny. So we've got a memory leak, but to make it actually demonstrate the problem, I have to show and hide the form like a million times so that we can see, oh yeah, there's an increase in memory. Garbage collection is not happening properly. And so yeah, every time you run this, it's like, maybe I should have done a content warning for this. Oh, it passed that time. This one is actually, of all of them, it's probably the hardest one to actually really reproduce because just the nature of garbage collection and stuff. But anyway, it is, yeah, that's a fun one. Okay, I'm gonna turn that off now. So anyway, I have a bunch of tests to write still for the workshops for I think the advanced patterns. No, patterns is done. Advanced APIs I still have like a little bit left, and suspense and performance. Those three still need tests written. So I'm thinking about live streaming that this afternoon. If you think that would be cool to watch, then let me know. I also, if you have questions, you're watching this later and you couldn't answer live or whatever, you can ask right here. I'm literally at 199 episodes on this. So the next question that gets asked will be the 200th episode. You could ask me, what does it feel like now that you've reached 200 episodes on a podcast? Because I've run many podcasts. I don't think that I've ever gotten to 200 episodes. The Chats with Kent podcast, let's see, that's 5 seasons. Each one is no longer than, yeah, like 20 something episodes. The first couple were kind of shorter. So yeah, so that's probably the longest podcast I ran. AngularJS, I ran up to like 50 something episodes. And the JS error, JavaScript error, or oh, is that still a thing? What did I call it? No, this redirect. Oh yeah, that's right. I got rid of that. JavaScript error. It's probably a .com. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, that only got to 49 episodes, and not even quite, because this isn't actually an episode. But did we start with 0? Yes, we did. So 49 episodes there. Man, this site was actually pretty cool. Somebody, a member of the community, helped me design it, and I actually think it's awesome. This was cool. Maybe one day I should bring it back. Maybe one day I'll bring it back. Yeah, so I've never gotten to 200 episodes before. This will be a pretty fun and exciting thing. So somebody should ask me, how do you feel about getting to 200 episodes? Or just ask me any other questions. And then that's the Call Kent podcast. You could ask me, when am I going to productize that? That's also a good question. And then let's see. I think that's it. You definitely do not want to miss the live stream. So I've got my live stream schedule right here. You'll see the Epic React V2 launch live stream. This is at 10 a.m. Mountain Time, 9 a.m. Pacific. Is that like 12 Eastern? It's going to be awesome. I'm so excited about this. Yeah, Epic React V2 is going to be huge. And this is just coming up in a few days. And I've got a special thing that's going to happen on the live stream. I'm not only going to be live streaming like, hey, this is it, let me show you it. I'm also going to show you how I built the workshop app and like go in the ins and outs of that like pretty awesome React app. So it's going to be super fun. And with that, I think we're done. So thanks everybody for joining. I'm going to go upstairs and chat with my wife for a little bit, but then I'll probably come back here and live stream some more. So see you soon. Okay.
Thanks, Ken. Cheers.
Thank you, Robin. See ya.
Yeah. See you later.